Hi guys. So this would be kind of part three of our sighting and framing, and we're going to be going over line quality. I know I kind of touched on it before, but notice how my measuring lines, my verticals, horizontals, the angles I'm looking for, I'm keeping those light, and the important contours I'm laying in with more lead and darkening them, and so that is what we call line weight. And so also something to keep in mind too is especially as you start to measure and see things, a great way, you see that the table edge here? That is also a great way to measure because it creates more points. So for my angle, it's more of a so for my angle, it's kind of more the table edge makes points kind of like that. But that's also a great way to talk about line quality because the table edge is so far back. Leave that very light, and the things that are closest to you generally are what receive the most weight. That is, it's most in focus. It's what your brain determines is closest to you in terms of spatial awareness. So we're talking about line weight. So lighter lines tend to fall further back in the pictorial space, whereas lines that you darken in tend to come forward the more you put on. So the lighter the line is, the less emphasis it has, and therefore is pushed back into the pictorial space, whereas the darker the line, the more emphasis is placed on it and brings it forward to your eyes and your brain. So in terms of our drawing, yes, I really would like to have these areas of the still life popping forward, whereas anything on the table or any other of these details would be light in comparison, anything in this background. Whereas these objects, I would probably go in and darken in that contour. So wherever you want to put more focus, more of your energy, tends to be where you're going to darken in your lines. Now we're not working on shading, we're just talking about line quality and line weight. So the quality of our lines is very precise because we're using an HB or a mechanical pencil or even an H pencil because we're not working on shading. And I want you to just, as you're measuring and you're making these objects, really take some liberty. And if you use a darker line for the bottom of the object, how is that different from leaving the top of the object dark while perhaps leaving the bottom of the object with lighter lines? How does that change the focus of the object? So try that as you're measuring these out. Some of your studies, really focus on emphasizing one part of the object with a darker line and de-emphasizing part of the object with lighter lines.